just for once come to me. Wilt thou come, wilt thou come? I wanted to show you how to play Door of My Heart with chords. This was an arrangement done by Swami Kriyananda, and he arranged it this way because also you can sing it with 3 different voices. However, this is also a very beautiful way to do this chant, and in many of his videos and recordings you hear Swami Kriyananda playing it this way. I have already shown you how to play the basic one, which is the most important one, the melody, and you can see that video if you haven't seen it yet. We are going to follow the notation as it is written in the chanting booklet, in the Ananda chanting booklet, but instead of using the letters up here as we usually do, the C, the G and so on, we are going to follow the staff notation. Why? Simply because the staff notation will tell us exactly how to play the chord. Remember that a chord is just 3 notes played together. A C chord is a C, E and G, but it can be any C, E and G. However, the staff notation here tells us how the C is supposed to be the lowest note, then the E and then the G. Therefore, we can play it more accurately how it is written. You can see a good example of it right here, where the sheet says to play an F chord for 3 measures. But if we look at the staff notation, it says that you will play it in one way for 2 measures and in another way for 1 measure. This is the only chant that is written this way, so that's why we are going to follow it also. I will quickly write here all the notes of the staff notation because many of you probably are not able to read it. And you can always take a screenshot of this or save it in some way so you can more easily follow along if you wish. Also, you can play this chant easily both high or low, keeping the same melody, meaning even if we play it in a higher set of chords, we sing the melody still with the regular tone. You will see what I mean. Either way you can play it, and it's beautiful in both ways. I often play it in both ways. Also in this video you will see that there is one note that is going to be in purple. That is the melody note, and that's the note that you have to make sure to always play, because again, when we change too many chords, sometimes we forget that the melody is the most important part, and it's the part that we have to make sure to always be playing, because that's what we are singing and that's the aspiration of the song. Since this is a little more advanced, you may feel a little discouraged seeing all the changes, but don't worry. I will show you towards the end how you can take it slowly and how you can practice so that you will also be able to play it. In fact, this is one of the first songs that I learned how to play the chords in. So really, it's just a matter of practicing a little bit and then you will get it. We start with the chord C, and I will show you first in the higher octave, just because some harmoniums may not have the lower octave. And anyway, you can play the same thing in the lower one, but I will show you both, but we'll start with the higher one. All right? Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Wilt thou come, wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee? Now you see there is a lot of movement which this chant has, but very beautifully you notice that even though we're playing the high notes, we're playing the chant an octave higher. Usually it is here, but most of the notes we play are in this range, but still we sing it in the lower range, so I'm not singing very, very high or anything like that. Now, a trick to learn this chant, and to learn any chant with chords really that are a little more complicated, is that you really take your time and think about it. When you play chants with chords like this, it's very easy to become choppy, like instead of doing do, do, see how smooth that is? Instead of doing something like, you see there is a gap in between the notes. And as much as you can avoid that, the more beautiful and seamless the chant will be. So why do I mean you have to think? Well, I know this is the first note and I could play it with any fingers. I could play with these fingers or with these fingers, but I chose very consciously to start with these fingers, you see? Instead of these fingers, I put this one, because I know that the next two notes, the C is going to be there, but these two are going to be these two notes. So if I do do, already I know that I'm gonna have an easy time. And then what is the next? Then we go back to this, and there is no easy way to do it. So I go off like this. So these two fingers went back, but I just had to quickly bring my pinky to this C over here. But as I'm doing that, I'm already bringing my thumb over here and this one over here to change. Let's see that again. Door of my heart. Obviously this I do it all subconsciously, or it's all muscle memory, so you can see it slowly. So door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. So you see how I keep changing my fingers in between. But that didn't just come naturally at the beginning. This is one of the first chants I learned how to play with chords. It came by me trying something and then finding it very difficult. So I had to wait for a moment and think, how could I do it a little better? And obviously practice. I practice quite a bit, and especially practice changing your fingers from one key to the other fast. I have given already an exercise on how to train yourself to do this, but in this kind of chant you need it much more, because unless you want the chant to sound very choppy and perhaps not as pleasing to the ear, you need to learn how to change them a little faster. So you have the video. You can watch it slowly if you need some reference of what I do, or you can do it your own way in terms of how to change the fingers. Now, give it a try. Try one. The good thing about Door of My Heart is that there are 4 verses, but they are all very similar. The second and fourth verse are exactly the same, and the first and third verse, there is only one little difference between the two. So I will recommend that you give it a try. Try the first verse and see how that goes. Then try the second verse for a while and see how that goes. And you will see in no time you will be able to play this. Now I show you the same notes, but in this lower. See, this is a C chord. Instead of doing it here, we'll do it here. This gives it a deeper sound. And if at some point you want to change between the melody and the playing with the drone or playing with the chords, the change is less jarring when you do it this way. I'll show you an example, and I play it a little faster also so you can see the pace. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me? Wilt thou come, just for once come to me? Will my days fly night and day, night and day. I look for thee night and day, night and day, night and day. I look for thee night and day. And you can go even if you want to the drone. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Or you can do it in some other language. You can do it in Bengali, in Italian, in Spanish, in whichever language. But it's much easier to change back to the regular way when you play it lower than if you play it higher. So give it a try, practice, 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 and you will see that you also in no time will be able to play it. The hands, your muscle memory is such that you will see you will be able to play it even with your eyes closed with no problem. In fact, I find that if I look at the keys, I make more mistakes than if I close my eyes, because your body really gets used to playing it once you learn it, so you will not have to worry about it. So give it a try and enjoy. Jai Guru.